Hey, what's up, guys? My name is Justin Fan, and I make $25,000 in commissions per month as a high ticket closer. And in this video, I'm gonna be sharing you guys a sales call that I took and I closed about 3 months ago. And I'll definitely admit it is not my best sales call, although I think it was pretty solid, which is why I want to share it to you guys. And I'll definitely say within the past 3 months, I've gotten a lot better. I've definitely improved in terms of skills. And just to give you guys some context, this is the first call that I've ever taken on an offer I've never sold before, so it's gonna be pretty interesting. And if you guys are looking to get into the remote high ticket sales space or become a better closer or even just learn how to make money online, feel free to subscribe to me. I'll definitely be sharing you guys a lot of value and a lot of free games. So yeah, other than that, let's get into it. How you doing, man?
I'm
This
good. How you
meeting
doing?
is being recorded.
Doing good, doing good. It's been super busy, super productive, but I'm living the dream. All that matters is I woke up, I'm breathing, I'm alive. That's all that matters, you know? Damien, is that how you pronounce your name, by the way? It's unique, man.
Yeah, Damien.
Damien, okay, gotcha, man. Yeah, Damien, I know that you booked application call of our team. So mainly what I want to do on this call is just ask you a couple questions to see if and how we can better support you, okay? And if I feel like that we can, I'll show you exactly how. If not, no worries whatsoever. I'm still gonna do my best to point you in the right direction. Is that fair?
Yeah.
Okay, cool, man. And by the way, these calls typically take around 30 to 45 minutes. So if by any means we do get to minute 46, do you have anywhere to be or are you gonna be
Yeah.
good to go, brother?
No, it'll be fun.
Okay, cool, man, cool. So yeah, Damon, kick things off for me. Tell me, what are you looking for specifically in terms of what we do over here, just to see if we can help you out.
So basically, I just want to be consistent and more consistent, I should say, is because I know my win rate is about a 25%,
5%.
but my RR are only like 1 to 1, 1 to 2s.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just trying to balance it out where my 1 to 2s or 1 to 1s can actually be profitable instead of that 25%.
Okay. Okay. So like obviously like we want to be more profitable. Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay. And by you being more profitable with trading, what is the main goal that you're looking to achieve with this? Like, what's the outcome that we're working towards to here?
Mostly just living comfortably and
Living.
not having to stress about bills.
Mm.
I have a 3-year-old son and I have another son that is going to be born in October.
Oh, really, man?
And right now I deliver packages for FedEx,
Mm.
and it pays decently, but at the end of the month I'm still like, am I going to make this bill? Am I going to make it? Am I going to be all right? You know,
Mm.
just
Yeah.
just kind of I want to be able to get to a point where I can live comfortably, basically.
Mm. Okay. But when you say that you want to get to a point where you can live comfortably, what does that look like to you specifically?
So basically, like I've always stressed myself out with bills
Mm.
and stuff like that, and my father always told me you stress too much about it, but I
Mm.
always kind of like pay attention to it, and I just like to be able to go through the month
Yeah.
without having to worry if I'm going to be able to make my bills or hope that some emergency doesn't come up. So
Mm.
I don't have to take extra money out and just kind of stuff like that. It's just, I don't really need a whole lot. I've never been like a materialistic person,
Yeah.
but I value my family hugely. And
Mm.
if I could get to a point where I don't have to worry as much about bills and I can spend a lot more time with my family,
What do you mean by if, brother?
it's just because like I said, I haven't been able to really find a good path to go on. So
Mm.
for me, it's like I'm not. It's hard for me to say when I don't know if I'm really on a good path in trading or if I'm just kind of like going here and here and here and guessing and doing those types of things.
Hmm. Right. Okay. So if you did have the right path and you had the right strategies, would it be fair to say that it's not a matter of if you get there, but it's only a matter of when you get there?
Yes, I would feel a lot more comfortable saying when I get there if I knew that what I was doing was actually the right steps to get there.
Hmm. Okay. Can I question you on that, brother?
Yeah,
How are you ever going to know if something is the right path until you take it?
that's fair. It's for me. It's kind of like at this point in trading, since I've been doing it for 4.5 years,
Yeah.
I've tried so many different things that I'm kind of just lost a little bit at like what some stuff is good, some stuff is bad, but
Hmm.
which actual
Yeah.
balancing those has always been my struggle.
Yeah. And look, Damien, like the fact that you're here because you want to be able to put you and your family in a better position, that obviously shows to me that you're not here to waste time. Like you're a very smart guy, right? So I just want to ask you because obviously you wouldn't hop on random phone calls with random people. I guess like what is it that you've seen from Andy and our team that has given you a certain amount of certainty for you to actually go out of your way to book this call with us today? Like what was that? Can I ask?
So when I about 3 years ago, before my first son was born, I worked a third shift job at a gas
Mhm.
station, and I was trying to look for trading podcasts, and I came across Anthony and
Mhm.
Derek, and then another one of the guys that they had on the podcast a lot. And I'd sit there and I'd listen to them, and I'd listen, and I really could resonate with how their stories were and how, and I've always followed Anthony, but I didn't look into if he gave anything after top tier and when they created that, because they started talking about, oh, we have something big coming, and they kind of created top tier or got in touch with the people to create it or whatever. I'm not sure exactly how to word
Yeah.
that, but so that was kind of interesting to me, and I've always admired how they trade and
Yeah.
how they kind of looked at the whole space of it.
Yeah. Okay, so like, what was it that you seen specifically that gave you that certainty for you to like book a call of our team today? Like, what was that specifically?
It was mostly because the way that they talked about helping people, and that, so Anthony posted a video that said like it was like one of the four things you need, and one of them was a mentor. And I had been telling myself for so long that maybe a mentor is not like, I don't think I need one. Like I'll just figure it out on my own. But he saw that video, and I was like, man, I think I should start looking for a mentor because I've never had somebody who I can actually bounce
Mm,
ideas off. I've bought courses and I've studied and I've
yeah,
watched a whole bunch of videos and paid for courses, but I couldn't really resonate with none of
yeah,
them.
yeah. I mean, let me ask you this, Damien, right? Like, obviously, this is going to be irrelevant to trading, but if you want to get better at basketball, would you get better by training on your own, just watching a bunch of YouTube videos on how to drill better, how to shoot better, or would you rather learn from LeBron James, having him right there by your side, actually watching you and telling you exactly what to do step by step? Like, if you want to get better at basketball, like, which one would you rather do?
I definitely rather have LeBron
Why though?
shooting
Because
there.
you can just watch YouTube videos and just get better at that, right?
Yeah,
So why is it that you would rather learn from LeBron rather than doing this on your own?
because I'm a big believer in like wisdom in others. For example, my grandmother is 70 something. She's the oldest, last grandparent I have. And any issue I have in my life, I won't even go talk to my parents about it. I'll immediately go to my grandmother because she's the oldest in our family. She's lived the longest and she's done it the most, and
Yeah.
dealt with all the problems. So for me, she has the most wisdom. So I've always been an admirer of learning from somebody who has more wisdom than me in
Mm,
the field.
right. Right. And I was just a bit curious, right? I guess like what kind of made you realize that you needed a mentor rather than doing so on your own? Like, what really flipped the switch for you?
It it was when I bought an account for top tier, and I was seeing that I'm pretty consistent with a 25% win rate,
Hmm.
but I wasn't catching large moves. So I realized that I'm doing some of the right things,
Yeah.
but I don't really know. And I've spent so much time on YouTube and just kind of taking bits and pieces here and trying to implement it in my own stuff,
Mm.
and just not working or me not
Mm.
figuring it out. And
Okay.
I started thinking that anytime somebody shows me how to do something,
Okay.
I excel very well.
Yeah. Okay. Right, man. So just to get back on track of that, right? Because you thought that you could do this on your own and you didn't seek for a mentor, what do you feel like you've lost because of that?
Time, so much time.
How much time?
At least I've been trying to do it on my own since late 21, early 22.
Hmm.
So
Okay.
it's just my son was born in November of 21, and around that time is when I started like, let me I bought a course and I studied it, and I just could not get it. I couldn't resonate with it very well.
Hmm. Man. So just to ask you again, right? If we did get a mentor back in early 2022, how different do you think that things would be now?
I think I wouldn't have the amount of stress that I put on myself, and um I had to live with my parents for a year and a half with my son
Mm.
for a while, and
Mm.
I would see every day that my dad works a very physical job,
Yeah.
and he's 55,
55.
and his body is deteriorating on him slowly,
Mm.
and it he would kind of talk about like needing help, and I don't really I can't help him by just going and working with him and
Yeah.
doing some of the work for him. So like seeing that, it kind of hurt inside a little bit, if you know what I mean. Like to
Yeah.
see him, like he needs the help, and
Yeah.
if I could make this work, then I would be able to help him. I could give him extra money, and he wouldn't have to work on top of me not having to take resources from his house, whether he cared or not. I know he didn't, but to me, it was just I'm here being draining without trying to, and then
Yeah.
on top of him having to struggle. It's kind of like that. It's If I'd have had a mentor, I could have been a little further in my path and a little
Mm.
quicker to be helping the people that I'd like to help.
Okay. Right. So is that something that you are willing and wanting to change? Are you willing, wanting to get rid of that negative mindset, thinking that you can do this on your own, and finally take a step outside your comfort zone to get somebody who can actually help you out with this? Or how do you
Yes.
feel?
Yeah, I would so much rather have somebody who can help me
Okay.
rather than just kind of studying a course and
Yeah.
hoping it's going to work.
Yeah, and look, man, like kudos to you. Like you're obviously a very smart guy. There's a lot of arrogant people in this world who think that they can succeed with training on their own, and that is the reason why they never succeed. That is the reason why they're always in the negatives and they're always in debt, right? So, and look, man, like major respect to you for being the man that you need to be and being able to provide a better life for you and your father, right? If anything, that shows me the type of person that you are. That shows me that you're not here to play around, but you're here to make a serious change. And that's a good thing because that drive and motivation is going to be the reason why you are going to succeed with our team. Would you agree?
Yeah.
Yeah. And I just want to ask you, right, in order for you to finally live a comfortable life, in order for you to not have to worry about being stressed out all the time and being able to take care of you and your family the way that you want to, exactly how much would we need to be making on a month-to-month basis with trading?
So right now with my job, I make $2,400 a month, and that leaves me with
2,400?
yeah 2,400. So that leaves me. I live in Kansas, so it's not too expensive in here, but
Mm-hmm.
that leaves me with about $255 at the end of the month
Mm-hmm.
that I can use for anything that isn't bills or gas in my car.
Okay.
But I'm kind of stingy and I don't like to spend money. So like that, to me, that money just kind of sits and like that's
Where's that way of thinking come from?
where's that thinking come from?
Yeah, like being stingy with money. Like, where does that come from?
I honestly don't know. Like my mom has never been like that, and my dad never really stressed about money. He
Mm.
was always kind of like it's just money. You'll get more. But I also saw how he kind of just how he like was very stressed. Like, oh, if I don't get this job, because he runs his own business laying carpet.
Yeah.
So if he would always talk about if I don't get this job, then it's going to be an issue. And I would always kind of see him like he would never talk about it a lot, but I could like kind of tell his gears were ticking.
So this mindset is coming from your dad's experience, right? From his past experience. Is that
Yeah, I think so.
okay? Okay. Do you think so, or do you know something about it?
That's really the only place it could come from. That's the only
Okay.
place in my life where I saw
Right.
money being
Okay. Right.
safe.
And can you see how that mindset of being stingy, which is deriving from your dad's past experience, like, do you feel like that's kind of holding you back in a way from achieving your goals with this?
It I don't see it, and then like, but I also haven't really tried to see it as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah.
I haven't thought about it that way.
Yeah. Because let's take a look at it, right? Like the most successful traders out there, they're not stingy with their money. And the reason why is because they have to play with their money. They have to be willing to take risk. They have to be willing to make big trades. And that's why they do succeed. Right. So do you think that in order for us to get you to where you want to go with this, do you feel like that maybe we're going to have to get rid of that mindset of being stingy with our money and coming from a place of abundance and not scarcity?
Yeah, a little bit. Cause like for me, it's always been buying things. I guess is
Hmm.
where it like it most affects me. Like I don't go to the store unless I need
Yeah.
food or things for my kid or maybe new shoes for work or something like that. But like if
Hmm.
for once, I don't really dip into that.
Yeah.
But with trading, I've done it so long that I've kind of accepted like you're gonna lose, you're gonna have money you lose, but
Yeah.
as long as you're using the proper risk management, you'll be okay.
Yeah. Okay. So I know that as of right now, you're making about 2,500 a month as a ex driver. How much is it that you really want to make with this? Like man to man.
If I could double it, I'd be set. I would have no worries. If
Okay.
I could make an extra $2,400 a month or an extra 5 grand a month,
Is that really what you want though? Or do you want more than that? And you can be real with me, man.
I would say yes. Obviously I do want more than that eventually, but
Let's take out like the ceiling. Let's take out the barrier. Let's genuinely believe in ourselves. Like what is it that you really want here? Because 4,800 a month of trading, like yeah, like I'm more than confident we can get you there, but we've taken our students to way more than that.
yeah,
So what is it that you really want, man?
I think 10 to 20 grand in between there a month
Okay.
would be absolutely astonishing to me. For me, my entire life, I don't know anybody who's made that type of money. I've never seen it,
Yeah.
and like
I
that
can
would
see that. I can see that. You know why, brother?
like
Because the way that you're speaking right now, it doesn't seem like you have full certainty in yourself knowing that you can achieve that goal. It doesn't seem like you fully believe in yourself knowing that you can make 10 to 20 grand a month. Would you agree?
yeah, it's
Right.
very hard for me
Yeah.
to see it.
But why is it hard for you to see it though?
I think it's just been since over time I've been doing it so much and so long that it brought a lot of doubt into myself. that
Mm,
I won't get there, but I know with the right help,
yeah.
I will get there.
Okay.
That's I feel like that's the bigger difference for me is
Yeah.
I've gotten to a point where I need help.
Yeah. And the reason why I call that out, Damien, is because every successful student that we've had into our program who are able to make 10 to 20 to 50 to 100 grand a month is because they had belief in themselves. Right? It's because they had conviction in themselves, knowing that as long as they put in the work and they show up and ask questions and take advantage of Anthony's help, then they're going to get themselves where they need to be. Right? So us helping you, that's not an issue. The only thing that I'm worried about right now is you believing in yourself. Right? The only thing I'm worried about is you showing up and putting in the work every single day. So how committed are you to becoming that man who can believe in himself and show up every single day to ensure that he does make 10 to $20,000 a month? How committed are you, brother?
I'm very very committed.
Okay.
I mean, I'm here every day in the charts
Okay.
every day. I'm looking, I'm back testing, I'm trying new things, and I think I'm just trying too many new things.
Yeah. Okay. That's good, man. So the question I have for you, Jamie, is, this despite your past experiences, despite of the wins and losses that you've been through, do you genuinely believe in yourself knowing that you can achieve your goals with this? Yes or no?
Yes, very much so.
Okay. And why do you believe in yourself, man?
Because I'm not the type of person to quit at anything I really loved
Yeah.
my entire life. I will not quit.
Yeah. And fortunately for you, that is the most common trait for successful people out there, is that they never give up and they keep on going after failure after failure. So you fit that criteria, man. It's a matter of time when you do get the help, right? And I want to ask you, so I know that as of right now, you're making 2,400 a month, and the goal for you is to make 10 grand a month. Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay. We can talk about getting you 20 grand a month. Stage one is 10K a month, and stage two would be 20K a month. But obviously, we're going to focus on getting you 10 grand a month first. Okay. I know that you've been a FedEx driver. How long has it been since you've been driving for?
It's been about 2 months. I just started this
Two
job.
months.
I
Okay.
worked at
Okay.
UPS before that, driving trucks, and then
Yeah.
that was just for like Christmas time. So I
Okay.
didn't. Uh, it allowed me to get right into the door for FedEx.
Okay. And what are you currently doing, if anything, as of right now, to make 10 grand a month with trading? Can I ask?
So I actually have four top tier accounts that I have not passed, but I also have not lost them,
Hmm.
and they're 100K accounts. So I was looking on the first one, and at one point I was at about a 30% win rate, and I was looking and I was a little bit profitable, but the fees were getting me. So in my head I was like, okay, I'm a profitable trader, but I have to learn how to maximize the profits so I'm not just a break even trader with fees and commissions and all the other stuff.
Okay. Just so I can have a better understanding, how much have we really made in profit as a trader?
In my book, nothing.
Okay.
Just because I've never withdrawn any money. I've never
Okay.
done that. I
Okay.
always try to compound and then I
Okay.
either go back to break even or I blow an account.
Okay. So how much have we lost then? Can I ask?
Over the 4 years, I'd probably say anywhere from 15 to $20,000.
$20,000.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
And that's combined with like paying for courses or paying for failed prop firm challenges and then just blowing my own accounts.
Okay. So within the past 4 years, like you never had a mentor to actually like show you the rope step by step, like holding your hand through every step of the way. Is that right?
Yeah, so in my first year, I don't know if you've heard of it, but I started with IML Academy.
No, I haven't heard of them.
Okay, so basically it was kind of like a pyramid scheme, and I
Hmm.
didn't I didn't know that
Yeah.
at the time. But then the person who brought me into it, he was like, "Hey, I'm leaving this. space and I'm gonna go on my own if you would like to go with me. And I was like, okay. So I went with him, and then he kind of just fell off and stopped doing as much mentoring and started
Mm,
focusing on separate businesses outside of trading.
right.
And so I couldn't be mad at him because he was just moving on with his life.
Okay.
And after that, it was like I said, the end of 21, beginning of 22, I just started kind of taking what I learned from that and trying to implement it. But I think that because that company got shut down for a whole bunch of different reasons,
Mhm.
super fraud. Anthony might know what the company was.
Yeah.
I think
So
I've
like
heard him.
despite that bad experience, I'm just a bit curious, like what's really got you like keep on going, man?
It's because I don't see any other way to make as much money as you
Yeah.
can and help the people around you as much as you can with trading. Like I see it all the time. People like because I don't have no social media because I don't just all personal things, and
Yeah.
then there's a lot of lies and fake stuff on social media. But
Hmm.
I watch a lot of YouTube and I follow Q Banks, Anthony,
Yeah,
and
we
a
know
couple others.
Cubics.
Yeah, and a couple others, and it's really cool to see that they can do things for other people
Yeah.
and help the people around them.
Okay. Okay. And like, what have you done in the past to get advanced help besides, watching YouTube and all that sort of stuff?
So I paid for two different courses. One of them was a
In
supply
terms of
and
like one-on-one mentorship, though.
um well one of the courses that I bought I thought came with one-on-one mentorship, but it
Hmm.
ended up I just misunderstood. It was nothing with the guy or anything like that. It was just my own misunderstanding.
Hmm.
So it didn't come with that. But so other than in the very beginning, I have not had one-on-one mentorship like this or anything like that.
Okay. Okay. Gotcha, man. And like, what current strategies are you using as of right now to become a profitable trader and get yourself to that 10 grand a month mark?
So what I've been focusing on is psychological levels,
Okay.
like whole numbers and stuff like that.
Hmm.
And I'll wait for the market to come to those areas. And depending on which way the trend is, I'll look for a supply and demand zone off of
Yeah.
those levels. And then I'll try and capitalize off of that movement of coming
Okay.
back to the supply and demand
Okay.
zones.
Do you feel like that with the current strategies that you have right now, do you feel like that's gonna get you to 10 grand a month as quick as you like to? Or do you think that maybe we're gonna have to make some small adjustments here?
I think we're definitely going to need some adjustments.
Oh, okay. And like what makes you feel that way though? Like what makes you feel like that your current strategies are not gonna get you to where you want to go as quick as you like to?
Just out of time, I've spent the last January, February, March, April, May. I've spent the last 5 months doing the same thing,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm still either at break even or a little bit lower. So I know that it's not it's not happening. And then on top of that, I've tried so many different other things that I'm at a point where it's like, okay, there's got to be something, but I'm not going to figure it out on my own. So I definitely need the help to at least, like I said, my main point is point me in the right direction.
Yeah, okay. So I guess why is it really important for you to get advanced help now rather than postponing this or delaying this like most unsuccessful traders do, man? Like why now?
I think it was a pride thing for me. It was like, uh, even in my outside life, I have trouble getting help or asking for help. I always have kind of just been like, oh, I'll do it on my own. I'll do it on my own. But then as I got older and I had my son and I've had to do stuff on my own, I'm like, dang, I really do need the help. Maybe help isn't such a bad thing. And it took me to realize that that also led me to think like, I probably need help in my trading as well. I'm probably not, I can't do this on my own. I got to have
Mhm.
some sort of help. And there's nothing wrong with getting help.
Yeah, right, man. Right. So once we do get you 10 grand a month in profit with trading, what do you feel like that is that going to allow you to do that you cannot necessarily do as of right now? Like, what difference would that really make once we do get you there?
So I'd be able to, one, my main focus is my children, and I'd love to take my son to see other places,
Hmm.
to see like the different places in the U.S. because I'm obsessed with nature,
Yeah.
and I love natural, untouched nature, and I'd love to share that with my children and show them that. And then on top of that, if I could help my dad retire before he can't walk, it would be huge for me. If I give him an extra 2-3 grand a month, that would help him tremendously not have to work as hard and as long as he does.
Hmm. Hmm.
So for
Right.
me, it's really not about me too much. Like I said, I'm not a materialistic person, so
Yeah.
I don't like, oh, I'm gonna go buy a brand new car. I'm not that type of person.
Okay.
I'd so much rather be able to enjoy life rather than kind of go through life.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. And like, where does that passion come from, though? Right? Like being able to retire your dad and being able to provide the best life that you can for your children. Like, where is that derived from? Can I ask?
I think it's just in me. I've kind of always seen, like I said, I've never seen anybody in my family make more than what they needed.
Hmm.
And don't get me wrong, it's not like my childhood was bad or anything. We did cool things, but it took a lot of effort and it took a lot of work. And the extra things came with a lot more hardship than I feel that they should have. And I've seen other kids in like, because I deliver packages, so I do nice neighborhoods, and I see kids riding around in golf carts and
Yeah.
young teenagers, and I'm like, wow, those kids have a completely different life than my kid does. And I would love to see both sides.
Hmm. And like, why is that so important to you, though? Like being able to see both sides of the spectrum.
It's 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 because I know once I get to that point that if somebody needs my help, I won't have to just be there in a presence form.
Hmm.
I'll be able to be like, well, how do you need help?
Yeah.
Do you need? I can help you this way or that way. It's
Yeah.
not a big deal for me.
And like, what impact do you feel like that's gonna have on you once you are that man who is bringing in 10 grand a month of trading? He's able to retire his dad. He's able to provide the best life for him, his family, and his loved ones. Like, what impact do you feel like that's gonna have on you, man? And be real with me.
I think it will take the stress away a lot. I'll be I'll be a lot less irritated at small things and
Yeah.
genuinely just a happier person. And
Yeah.
I don't want I don't want to have my children see me struggle
Hmm.
like I saw my dad struggle.
Yeah.
Because like as a grown man now, it hurts me to watch my dad still struggling at 55 years old and still stressed about money. And I don't want that for my kids. I want my kids to just be able to live life and not have
Yeah, man.
worries like that.
Yeah. And like, here's the thing, man, right? Because I personally come from the same exact situation that you're in right now. So I've been just before, right? And there's two types of people in this world, right? There's those who come from the struggles. There's those who, have a poor background. And right there and then you have a choice, right? You can either become the person who can use that as a sob story and as an excuse to not take any action and not do anything and continue to say things such as, I do not believe in myself. I do not deserve this. This is how I was born and raised, so I'm going to live this way for the rest of my life, right? And you also have another choice of being able to take a step outside your comfort zone and using your past experience as motivation and drive to become the man that God has intended to be, right? You can use that as fuel to tell yourself, you know what, because I come from a poor family, that is going to be the same exact reason why I am going to succeed. That is the same exact reason why I'm not going to live this way for the rest of my life. I'm going to do what I can to prevent that from happening to my children. And the question I have for you is, which route do you want to take from here on out?
Definitely the second path. I,
Because you don't have to, man. Most people in your situation, they continue to live like this for the rest of their lives. And they continue telling themselves that I am not capable, I do not deserve this, I deserve to live like shit for the rest of my life. So why is it that you actually want the complete opposite of that, man?
I've never been able to fathom that. Like I can't understand. Like I even had a conversation with my buddy about it recently. Like I don't understand how people can be so content with the bare minimum and only being able to just get by. I ever since I was like 16, 17, I could not understand why. How can you live just and accept that this is it for you? Like when there's so many
Yeah.
more
Like,
options.
why is it that you don't want to live that life though? Because you can if you really want to.
I don't have it in my heart to accept that that's it for me.
Mm.
Although, and I know that I'm a firm believer in I don't care who you are, if you work hard enough for something, you can achieve anything.
Yeah.
But it's not nothing is easy, so you have to work hard. And I think a lot of people just kind of see how hard life is, and they just accept what they have because they don't want to go outside of their comfort zone, like you said, and work hard for something different.
Yeah. Right, man. So Damon, and here's the thing, right? Once we do get you 10 grand a month of trading, you're able to retire your dad. You're able to finally relieve that stress off your shoulders, and you have that feeling and certainty knowing that you are that man who can provide for his family. And in what way is that going to make you feel, though?
Just overjoyed. Like it would help so much, man. It really would.
Yeah. Do you believe that you can get there? Do you believe that you have what it takes to become that man who can provide for him and his family?
Yeah. I would not still be doing this if I didn't believe in it.
Right. So, Damon, here's the thing, man. That is you at the top of the mountain. You making 10 grand a month of trading. Then you becoming that son who can finally retire his father. That man who can provide the best life for him and his family. You feeling great about yourself, and you no longer have to worry about feeling stressed. That's you at the top of the mountain, right? But there's always going to be two sides of the coin. And the reason why I ask every person is because the reason why people succeed in life is because they're constantly thinking about the cause of inaction. They're constantly thinking about what's going to happen if they don't make any changes. And I don't mean to push on a spot, but what's going to happen if we don't decide to make a change right here and right now? We keep on doing what we've been doing. And as a result, you continue to work as a FedEx driver, making 2,400 a month. You're never able to retire your father, and you're never able to provide for your family. What is life gonna look like then?
I think I'll constantly always regret not changing what I could have changed, knowing that I was so close to making my dreams a reality and just giving up. That would haunt me forever. And I think life would just kind of be mediocre and not be.
What does mediocre mean to you, man? What does that look like?
It's just for me. It looks like you go to work every day, you wake up, and you pay your bills at the end of the month. You have a little bit of money saved up, and you might be able to go on a vacation 1 week a year until you're 50, 60 years old, and then you retire, and then you can enjoy your money. But by that time, you're too old to really do a whole lot.
Mhm.
It's hard to enjoy the things that you've worked so hard your entire life for.
Mm.
And that to me, that I think that hurts the most is the fact that our system is so messed up that by the time you do retire, you're not able to really move a whole lot.
Right.
Especially like for me, I work a physical job. So if I do the same physical job for the next 20 years to 30 years, my body is going to be ruined by the time I'm 55, 60, just like my dad.
Yeah. So if that does become a reality like it happened for your dad, is that something that you'd be okay with for you personally?
No, not at all.
Why not, man?
It's 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 just not in my heart, man. It's not.
Okay.
I don't know how else to explain it.
Right.
It's not in my heart when I've seen so many other routes that could be taken. And since I've dove so deep into this world of trading and I see how it affects people's lives in a positive way, that it's not in my heart anymore to
Yeah.
just accept that.
Right. So you feel like that now it's finally the time to draw a line in the sand and really commit towards pushing towards your goals so you can become the man who can retire his father and provide for him and his family the way that he needs to.
Yeah.
Okay. And look, at the end of the day, Damien, I want to make sure that we can help you out here specifically. What exactly do you feel like that you would need from the perfect support system to ensure that you have all the help and support you need to reach those $10,000 a month within the next 2 or 3 months here?
I think honestly, if I could just be there to bounce ideas off of somebody and
Mhm.
also watch somebody who knows what they're doing,
Mhm.
that would help me tremendously. Because and be able to ask questions in the moment,
Yeah,
that would help so much. Because like just watching YouTube, you can't sit there and ask questions and you can't bounce ideas off of anybody, and you just kind of like, okay, this is what they said, so let me try this.
yeah,
And for me, I think that's what's been holding me back. I don't have anybody that I can't just, hey, what do you think about this? Or
yeah,
what does this make sense to you?
yeah. Okay, okay. And besides like being able to like, communicate with a coach that you can go back and forth with, is there anything else that you feel like that you would need from the perfect support system?
Um, Honestly, no, not really. I think it's just the communication and being able to reach out to somebody would help me tremendously.
Okay. And like, what does that look like to you specifically? Is it, having 24/7 access to coaches? Is it hopping on like weekly coaching calls? Like, what's that look like to you?
Um, Probably the 24, like the weekly coaching calls.
Okay.
I think that would be tremendous because like I don't need to constantly be communicating with somebody, but
Yeah.
to at least know somebody's there for me and I can bounce my questions off of them and have see their ideas and see if possibly my ideas make sense.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Gotcha, man.
But
Gotcha.
basically just somebody who can tell me like, hey, this is dumb, you shouldn't do this, or hey, this is good, you should continue with this.
Yeah. Okay. Is there anything else that you feel like you would need, or is it mainly just those?
I think it's mainly just those. I can't really think
Okay.
of any areas where
Okay.
I'm.
Okay. All right, man. Well, I'll tell you this, Damien. What you just mentioned to me right now is exactly what we do over here on the inside. Okay. And the reason why I full-heartedly believe that Andy and our team can get you to $10,000 a month is because you're not here because you want to make a change. You're here because you need to make a change for the sake of retiring your father and being able to provide for your children. Is that right, man?
Yeah.
And that motivation alone is going to be the same exact reason why you are going to succeed with Anthony and our team. That is going to be the reason why you're probably going to be one of our top students yet. Okay. So, would you actually like me to break down to you on how Anthony and our team are going to get you to $10,000 a month with trading so that you can provide for you and your family the way that you need to?
Yeah. Yeah, that'd be
Okay.
great.
Cool, man. Do you have a pad and paper with you? Anything to take notes of nearby?
Let me get a pen.
Yeah. Okay, gotcha, man. Yeah, when it comes to like our private one-on-one mentorship, when it comes to Anthony and our team holding your hand through every step of the way and getting you to those $10,000 a month mark, it is going to be a one-time investment of $5,000. Do you have questions about the process specifically?
No,
Okay. And how do you feel about the process specifically?
I like it. I think it's unlike anything that I've done before. So
Okay.
I'm very excited about it.
That's good to hear, man. On a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being that you're pretty confident this is going to get you to $10,000 a month and you'll have the support you need, and 1 being I hate this guy, I want to get off the phone. Like, where are you exactly on that scale?
I'd say
Don't
10.
give me a 7 or a 3. You say a 10, is that right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, cool, brother. And like, why a 10 specifically? Can I ask?
And basically, it's everything that I know I need and
Yeah,
everything that I have not had.
yeah,
And it's, I know I'm going to put in the effort. So it's nice to know that I'm going to have somewhere to put the effort into that I know is the right direction.
yeah. How's you hear that, man? How's you hear that? And look, Damien, before we get you started, I just want to ask you, do you have any more questions for me before we get you rock and rolling to $10,000 a month in profit?
Basically, just how can I do a payment
Yeah,
plan?
yeah.
Other than that,
So
good.
we have two options, brother. So we can either get you started today for 500, and then we can like do like a monthly payment plan of 500 per month from there. Or we can either get you started with a third party credit company. What's your credit score, by the way, brother?
It's like 760.
760. Okay. Or we can get you started with like through a credit card company, and then those monthly payment plans would be minimized by a lot. So let me see what I can do for you, okay, brother? But talk to me, man. How do you feel? You excited? Are you nervous?
Now I'm pretty excited.
That's good to hear, man. Where are you based from, by the way?